Yo, what's crack-a-lackin' with it? It's your boy, NEXXI, back at it again. It's NEXXI. I keep saying NEXXI and I don't know why. It's NEXXI, and we're back at it again with another banger. Another video talking about movies and TV shows. This time it's a TV show. It's gonna be Titans of DC Universe fame, because it originally was a DC Universe original, but then it changed to HBO Max. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to be talking about why Titans is one of my favorite TV shows, and why there's really not that much wrong with it, and how it can be really, really good sometimes, and then other times it's just like, ugh, why'd they do that, There's a lot of bad decisions in the show, but there's definitely a lot of good ones, and there's so much good about this show that it completely cancels out everything bad about it.
I'm gonna give it to you straight, Jack. Not a lot of DC live action projects are good, right? Other than like the first 4 seasons of The Flash. I mean, that show forever, rest in peace. Eric Wallace murdered that show. Other than like the first 4 seasons of The Flash, The Batman, I think Wonder Woman's pretty good, but I haven't seen it yet. The Flash is decent. Blue Beetle is decent. BVS is decent. But the Batman is fucking phenomenal. Not a lot of DC live action movies I can look at and say, hey, that's a good movie, other than the Batman and no, that's pretty much it. Other than like the Batman and the Suicide Squad, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for live action DC movies, and how they really chose quantity over quality. I feel like they really tried to push out just as many live action DC movies as they could, without thinking about like, hey, maybe we should actually make these good. Maybe we should actually cast someone who can actually play Batman, instead of just grabbing Ben Affleck off of like the nearest McDonald's or whatever the fuck they found him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just. But Titans and Doom Patrol really give off the feeling that DC is becoming what it can be, where like with all these different styles and all these different comic books and all these different writers and all these different art styles, these different characters like the Flash, Wonder Woman, fucking Batman, let's see, Raven, Beast Boy, Wonder Girl, all these different characters. They really shoved him into this 4 seasons of a TV show, and they really did it well. They really shoved all these characters into these 4 seasons, and they did it phenomenally. They didn't make it feel like it was too convoluted or too crowded. I was never watching this show and thinking like, man, they need to chill out with all these characters, because no, at one point they probably had like 4 different character arcs going on at the same time, and still I didn't feel crowded. I didn't feel claustrophobic, which is insane, because that's pretty hard to do. It's pretty hard to make characters, it's pretty hard to make multiple character developments and multiple character arcs at the same time without making the show feel really convoluted and closed off and feel like you're sitting in one tight little room. Because like at one point I think they were doing like in season like 2 or something, I think they were doing like Donna Troy's character arc, and then they were doing like Dub's character arc, and then they were doing like Hank's character arc, and what else? They were doing like a Raven as well, trying to accept the Titans, and sorta doing Batman, but not really. They were doing like 5 different character arcs at the same time in season 2 or 1. No, like between like season 1 and 2, they were doing like 5 different character arcs at the same time. And that may sound a little like, oh no, this is gonna be too crowded. No, it feels totally fine. It feels like there's a lot of downtime and a lot of chillness in it, despite them handling a lot of characters at the same time, and I applaud the writers for that. But sometimes, my god, the writing is just terrible. Another thing that Titans does really well is how they mix in darkness with the story in a perfect way. Like in one episode, Raven could be fighting off a demon that's going to end the world, and then in the next episode, she could just be drinking coffee with a dick, just chilling. And then in like one episode, Beast Boy can be like, eating someone alive, and then and then in the next episode, he's just like cleaning the dishes or something. They really, the thing that Titans gets really well is the way they switch between these different characters and these different plot points and these different tones and these different places and these different situations really smoothly. Like they do it smooth like butter, and then they'll turn around and they do something terribly, and it's crazy to see how this show can be so varied in quality when it's really not that hard to get right. And one thing about this show is how insanely good the action can be 1 minute, and then the next second it's terrible. Like 1 minute I can see like all the characters fighting like like a group of goons perfectly, in perfect sync and perfectly
choreographed and everything is just moving smooth like butter, and then the next second everything's jaggy as fuck and jagged, and everything feels like Taken 3. And it's just, this show really varies in quality, and it really is sad to see how a show this good can get, you know, killed off and hated so much simply because sometimes the show is bad, you know? Like it's like The Office. You don't call The Office bad because it has a couple of bad seasons. No, it's still a masterpiece, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that same kind of mentality should be applied to Titans. You don't call Titans bad because it has a couple of bad scenes. No, man. Like, Titans is fucking amazing while also being bad at the same time, and it's hard to explain unless you just kind of watch the show. I would much rather have a show that's inconsistently good than a show that's consistently bad, if that makes any sense. I'd rather have a show that's sometimes good and sometimes bad than a show that's always just fine, you know? And I feel like they really waste a couple of characters and really miss a couple of opportunities to do different character arcs in Titans, and then they really abandon some characters, and then they turn around and then do something amazing with the character. Like, it's hard to explain. So anyways, despite its insane waste of characters, pretty much everything about this show is phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie to your face right now, I absolutely love this show, and I thoroughly recommend it for pretty much anybody, to be honest. So yeah, go watch Titans. Peace out. I know this was kind of lazy, but I just wanted to get a video out today. I might make a longer video, I'm not sure. Bye.